Mr. President, you've offered over 2 million federal workers the option to resign immediately.
Right.
There are 50,000 FAA employees.
If people aren't coming to work, if they're not going to come into the office, then they're going to be terminated.
But you're not concerned though that if many people take that offer, there could be shortages that could lead to
Then they'll
safety
be
issues.
replaced with very competent people.
Now this move right here is why.
But what would you do?
Take the buyout or get back in the office. Share and say this video. We finna go over the buyout and I'm gonna do my best to make sense of this. So the Trump administration announced that they'll be offering a buyout to all federal employees. This coming after a mandate for federal workers to come back into the offices and no longer be able to work from home. Apparently they got tired of folks only halfway dressing for Zoom meetings, and demands have now been made to see y'all bottom halves in their entirety. Now the whole thing is really being called a delayed resignation, where folks are basically putting in their time now to be terminated later in September. Because what better way to end hot girl summer than unemployment? Let's continue. Workers that take the deal will basically be paid their same amount like normal and will not have their workloads increase, but start to be weaned off from their day-to-day responsibilities from now to September, which would technically mean
This ain't even a buyout.
benefits will also remain in effect as well. And this ain't just for remote workers. This deal extends to all federal workers except military, post office workers, and immigration enforcement. And they'll have till February 6th to give their decision.
But why though?
See, that's the thing. The administration says that it expects to see 5 to 10% of the workforce quit. We'll be strolling smoother than Kappas out that office with them checks. And with that, look to save $100 billion in the process. It's also being reported that its an effort to, quote, but only have employees that will work on taxpayer behalf that want to work in their beautiful federal buildings, also paid by taxpayers. Now, this is an odd move. And even odder that every major outlet reporting on it is screaming buyout. Well, I ain't seeing no upfront severance being handed out. Instead of it's more of a warning. Similar to many companies trying to convince people to come back into the offices instead of working from home. Now, why, when stats show that during the pandemic production had increased when people were working from home, I'll never know. But my guess is that those tax incentives for offices below capacity is starting to get a little low.
And we need our money.
Now, if there was an actual buyout, this would be interesting. Having access to a large amount of capital upfront could be used in other ways to invest in quicken wealth building. But comment below your thoughts on the buyout and would you take it? Share and say this video. And follow Hillary Wallace for more finance news.
You've been healed.